Hello and welcome back to Off Track Podcast with me, Dave Neal, and this, the final episode from the World Superbike round at Donington Park, and proudly sponsored by SAF Holland, well known for supplying quality axles, suspensions, braking systems and telematics to the truck, trailer and bus industries, and they're also proud sponsors of the GR Performance National Superstock team. Ahead of the World Superbike weekend, we sat down with GR Motorsport's women's WCR rider Chloe Jones. We found out just what the start of the season has been like for her, and which will shock a few of you because of the injury status that she kept really quiet, and her hopes for the weekend at Donington Park, which we'll talk about after the show. If you like what we do, please make sure you like and subscribe. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show, Chloe Jones. Enjoy. Chloe Jones, welcome back to Off Track Podcast. Nice to see you at your home circuit in the glorious sunshine. How are you?
Yeah, good. Excited to be here for my home round. Of course, it's my first one ever. So yeah, it's I just say it's a lot of pressure, but it's about how I manage it and just enjoy it really. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Look at you growing up,
Managing
pressure.
Trying.
But this is what it's all about, isn't it? This is a massive season for you to put yourself, when we spoke back in December, to now putting yourself here in the WCR, making your way. I guess it's probably not been the results at this point that you were wanting. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, one and fair, yeah.
But here you are, pushing towards the sharp end at your home round. Now it's time to make it count.
Yeah, so my season really starts here. I had an injury going into Assen. Crashed at a track day and broke my arm 2 weeks before Assen, so it wasn't the best, but no, we've managed it, and I've just gone around the injury and just tried to do our best I could do for the first 2 rounds, and they're the results that we got, and I think I'm like 7th in the championship now. So yeah, we got told at the start of the year that I couldn't do the first 2 rounds, so to be 7th in the championship, obviously it's not, I just say it's not where I want to be really, but yeah, the season starts here and I wouldn't want to start it really any other place.
How has I can't even speak. How has the injury hindered you so far this season? What's been the most difficult thing to get around?
I think it's like a bit of both, like physically and mentally really. Obviously I haven't had that many injuries, so snapping my arm was quite a big injury for me really. So it was just going around it like that, but physically it was quite hard. Obviously my left arm, it wouldn't be so bad if I was riding the bike like I was riding last year, because obviously you don't have to use the clutch, whereas the R7 this year, it's like basically a standard bike, so you have to use a clutch and whatever else. So Assen was quite difficult. I think it was really hard. It wasn't as bad as I thought really. Obviously you've got the adrenaline, you've got the painkillers in you, so it wasn't too bad. Cremona was a bit more difficult because it's such a tighter track, and obviously missing the test because of the injury as well. So we tried to do day 2, but it was just a bit too early to do that. I think it was a week and a half later that I rode. So yeah, we kind of had to do a bit of testing. The first day we missed completely just to do the bike. So that was kind of our little excuse. And yeah, we just have to manage it really. And yeah, I had a good team behind me to support me through it all. And yeah, obviously it wasn't the results, but I have to be happy with how I come. And yeah, this is where the season starts.
When the injury happened, did you fear for the season generally, or did you know that you were going to be back within a couple of rounds? Because it just came at no injury comes at the right time, but that one came at completely the wrong time.
Yeah, I had the best pre-season ever. We went to Spain, we chased around for the sun. It was just raining all winter, so we were just running around trying to look for the sun, and we were really good. We were at Cartagena, we were beating Anna Carrasco's lap times there on her R7 last year. So yeah, we were in a really good place, and it was like the best possible pre-season I've ever had. And then we just go do a track day, and it was the stupidest crash ever. It was the slowest crash ever, and just, yeah, sadly broke my arm. But yeah, I think it did from there. Obviously we have some really good people, doctors behind us that luckily the team GR sorted out for me. So I couldn't thank them enough for doing that for me, because if not, then I wouldn't have got the surgery 4 days later. So yeah, we got really lucky with that. But yeah, I thought it was going to be quite a big hit to my season, which technically it has, because two out of the 6 rounds is gone basically. So you can't get them back now. So yeah, the aim really was just to do as best as I could for them rounds, score points, which I did in every race. So obviously I wasn't happy with them, but you know, if you come in 8th and whatever, then you're not going to be happy. So yeah, it was a difficult start to the season, but yeah, it what makes you a rider, doesn't it, really?
It does. How have you dealt with that
personally? Because it's like you say, you've not really had major injuries previously, and this is probably the biggest one at a crucial point. How do you deal with that mentally?
I think it was really hard, like especially for me. I'm such like an emotional person, as you know. So like straight away, I was like, when I crashed originally, I was like I think the marshal, I was like, have I broke my arm? Have I broke my arm? And she was like, no, it's fine. Like I was just worrying about that. My heart rate was like 220 beats per minute. So like, she was like, you nearly had a heart attack. And I was like, yeah, because I've got a race in 2 weeks time. Like I'm just worrying about that. But no, it was hard. Obviously, going to Cremona test, knowing I can't ride, that was the difficult part, just watching everyone ride around the track. And it was just WTR as well. So it made it difficult that my bike was the only one in the garage. I was the only one in the garage. So it was difficult, but yeah, it's how I've dealt with it. I think it's made me a better rider. But yeah,
In what way?
I think mentally you've got to have that approach that these things do happen. Maybe you don't want them, but even the best riders have them, and it's the way you come back from it, really. And I think this weekend is going to hopefully be a good weekend for me, and hopefully just shows that to myself as well, that I have got what it takes to be here. Of course, a lot of people expected me to do well this year and be in the top 5, which I did as well. So I think people not really knowing about the injury as well, it's been difficult because people have said, oh, I thought you'd do better. And it's like, I know I should have done better, but it's just like whatever's happened now, and that's it really.
It's a difficult scenario to keep an injury under wraps and then explain why you're not riding the way that you know you can and that people expect of you.
Yeah,
that's a difficult situation to be in.
Yeah, that was the main thing, of course, because I knew I could ride better than what I was doing. But obviously, Assen was about 2.5 weeks since I broke my arm. Cremona was 4.5 weeks since the break. So it was really close timing, and it didn't help that they were so close together. And then straight after Cremona, we had a 7-week break. So it would have been better if we had round 1 than a 7-week break. But these things happen, and yeah, it's been difficult, of course, but it is what it is now, and I've done it. And as soon as I did it, I was just devastated because I knew how important the season was. It's probably my most important season of my career. So I knew I needed to perform this year, and starting it with breaking my arm, it was difficult, and it did kind of knock me a bit, but it's just the people that you have around you that make it a bit easier.
How much of the team helped you through that? You said about finding you the surgeon, and you've got a great relationship with Brent and Danny and DK and Claire at GR Motorsport. You're part of the family now. Calm yourself down.
I don't like flying things.
You don't like flying things?
No.
Brilliant. It was a small fly. Not like the one that was in my coffee this morning. I'm not having that. It's protein, isn't it?
Yeah,
so my mate says.
You have to say.
But you've joined the GR Motorsport family, and they've done so much for you over the winter. Like you said, you've barely been off a bike. You cannot beat bum in seat time. There is no replacement for that.
No, exactly. Obviously, as I said, the pre-season was amazing. We had so much track time. We were out in Spain for 2 weeks, just trying to chase the sun and come home. We've done, I think, 7 or 8 Donington Parks as well. So, like, the team have given me a really good testing program, and it just the crash just happened at the worst time possible after the best pre-season I've ever had. So, yeah, that bit was difficult. Obviously, no one wants to crash, but after especially a good off season, it was just like we've just got in a good place, and then like silly things like this happen, and you're going into the season on the back foot again when you've just had so many track days. But then now you're under pressure even more because you've got to perform at Cremona with not doing a test, and technically the 2 days I've missed, and then as well as the riders obviously raced there last year as well. Also did a 2-day test there as well last year. So you're going into Cremona like 5 days behind everyone. So it's difficult, but you just got, well, for me, I just looked at it as like I was the top rookie basically, because obviously Avalon, she's a rookie this year, but she obviously did Cremona last year. So still with a broken arm, I was happy enough to come away with the results I got.
There's positives to be had without a shadow of a doubt. It's not all doom and gloom with the arm. That the performances that you put in those conditions now set you up for the rest of the season to go, actually, Jonesy, this is what you can do.
Yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, the results weren't bad at all. Like top 10s it's fast this year. The pace is up quite a lot. Like, for example, Cremona, I would have been second place in both races if I would have done my times this year. So with a broken arm, I don't think it was too bad. So yeah, the pace this year is unbelievable. But yeah, it's been good. You take the negatives, as you say, but you've got to also take the positives that I didn't finish last. I finished in the top 10 every race. So yeah, obviously you're going to be hard on yourself because I didn't come into the season wanting a top 10. I wanted top 5 minimum. So yeah, it's been difficult, but as I said, this is where it starts, and I'm just hoping for a good result this weekend and just show everyone that I can be where they will expect me to be.
It's not been the easiest of starts of the weekend. We just had FP1. There's a little bit of a technical with the bike, which the team are fixing as we speak, ready for FP2, but you were still top 5.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I've done track days here, so I knew I'd be there or thereabouts, but I'm like 2 seconds off my best time already, and with a problem, I'm more than happy with that. Sadly, we had a little clutch issue, which kind of hindered us a little bit, but to come away with top 5 and a second off Maria, it's not bad at all, really, is it? So, no, I rate Maria a lot, really. She's a good rider, and to be in the same class as her, yeah, she's got a lot of knowledge and she's got a lot of experience, obviously being in MotoGP. So yeah, to be a second off her, it's not too bad.
Do you enjoy learning off her as well when you're out on circuit? Do you pick things up, or are you riding to your own way with Danny and Brent and DK?
I think the first 2 rounds, it was a bit of do it yourself, because obviously I wasn't as strong as I've been. Like, I've had the best winter, like, off the bike as well. So, and then obviously having, like, I couldn't train for like 2 weeks as well. So that's like kind of like set me back as well. So I was going to Assen, not training for 2 weeks, not like riding a bike for 2 weeks. And just obviously I wasn't strong enough in like all my body because I've just basically done nothing for 2 weeks. So yeah, obviously learning off the best, obviously Maria, Sanchez, Naylor, they've done the Spanish championships. And if I'm honest, they've won championships, they've won Spanish championships, and I haven't really won anything really. I've obviously won the British mini bikes, which is nothing compared to what they've won, but yeah, they've won a lot compared to me. So it's just, I learn everything off them, and like every lap I'm doing, any lap behind them, I'm learning something new from them. Obviously little bits that they're doing that I'm not quite doing yet, it's helping massively, and hopefully this weekend I can actually be in a pack with them and just learn some more.
Is there open data between the teams? Is it can you look at each other's?
Sadly not, you can't. Last year at Jerez, when I did the wildcard, you had the data of the fastest rider.
Okay.
So we had that last year, but this year they took that away from us, so we can only look at our data. So it's a bit difficult, and with this data, you don't really get a lot of data either. You just get like the basics, like throttle and your braking. So you learn a lot of them. Like obviously I learned a lot of Jerez straight away off them. So yeah, it's easier when you've got that, but this year they've changed the rules, which makes it a bit difficult because obviously they've been to some of the tracks and I haven't. So it would be a lot easier if I had a bit of their data, but you know, you just have to learn it yourself, and yeah, you just gotta pick it up yourself.
Is there any pressure going into this weekend?
I want to say no, but there is. Like, of course there is. Everyone has home pressure at their home round, so I know I've got a lot of people behind me, which makes it a bit easier. I've got a lot of people that are supporting me throughout it all, so I know in myself I have to do good. This is a round where I should do good, and I know I should do good. So, but it's a balance between putting the pressure 100% on me and putting 50% on me, because I know I can do the lap times that are faster than last year's race. So if I can just get in a rhythm, relax, and do what I know I can do, then I know I'll be fine. So it's just getting in that headspace and just, as you say, not put too much pressure on myself, which is obviously easier said than done.
We've brought some continental weather, haven't we? So which is nice. We're sat here melting slowly but surely. Well, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. You got a bit of debriefing and some weigh-in to do and all sorts of things. There's a lot going on. But you've done a test already at Balaton Ring, haven't you? Where we go to next. So that's going to give you another strong footing going into Hungary in a fortnight's time.
Yeah, so obviously not a lot of people have tested there either. So the GR team gave me a mega package to do a couple of days test there. So it's a really hard track to learn. So we're really glad that we went. It's going to be difficult for the people that have not learned it. So to be one of the few that learn it, and obviously there was some fast girls in it that obviously Naylor and Roberta have been there with me. They've obviously won races this year, and I was right on pace with them. So yeah, I was happy with Balaton. Obviously, it's a long way to go just to do a couple of tests, but no, I can't thank Danny for doing all the driving and getting me out there. So
and getting pulled over.
Yeah, we won't mention that. Actually, we will. We got pulled over by the police, but you know, they were really happy because they knew we had bikes, and they loved it. They even followed me. So that's yeah, that's the way to get on the good side.
European fame for Chloe Jones.
trying to get out there.
When you get to the end of the season, what would you class, when you look back, as it being a success?
Well, my aim for the start of the year was to be top 5, get some podiums, but now, well, it's still the same. I want to be top 5. I want some podiums. Of course, it's not easy with the people that are in it this year. The pace is so much faster. But no, I'll be happy if I get a couple of podiums this year and just being as high up as I can, and then hopefully obviously I want to win the championship, but to be realistic, I'll hopefully go for the championship again next year, depending on what's happening and what I'm doing next year. So yeah, I think top 5 this year and then go for the championship next year.
Realistic aims and goals.
Exactly, that is it.
We have, Jesus, my phone's hot. Christ on a bike. Why is that not brightening up?
I can't even see it.
No, I can't either. I can't even see this. Normally it brightens up when it's, oh mate, we've got some questions from our patrons, as we have for everybody. But let's
Can't
just
read
see.
it.
No, I can't. Not a chance. Not a prayer. It's too bright. Can you read it? Your eyes are better than mine.
Yeah,
Your eyes are younger than mine. So,
I said,
so tell
I'll
us.
read the first one.
So tell us who it is and what the question is.
I don't know how to say the second name though. Strickland.
Mick Strickland.
Yep, him. He said, listen to a few of your co-commentators' slots. Well done, you are massively improved. Who is your commentating idol and why? That's hard. I can't say that. I don't know how I read that. I'll have to say Duncan.
I don't know why I read that.
I have to say Duncan. He lets me in the box. He lets me take the mick out of him. I have to keep telling him the right thing sometimes, but he loves it really. He loves me taking the mick out of him. And no, I enjoy doing it quite a lot. So yeah, I'd have to say Dunk.
Okay.
It's hard. If Fred's listening to this, I didn't say that. Shall I read some more?
Yeah, go. You can read it. I've got my lenses in. I can't read that.
Andy Dixon said, Chloe.
Andy Dickinson.
Yep, said, Chloe, where did your need for speed come from, and who has been your biggest influencer on your journey so far? My dad really. He never really raced himself, but he took me racing as a little kid, and I just was on my push bike up and down the hill and sat on the back of the bikes to go to Park Ferme and to go to scrutineering. That was it really. That was it. Like I just wanted to never stop riding, and yeah, it was just that it. And then my biggest influencer, I'd have to say like Anna Carrasco,
yeah.
really. Obviously she's been there, and like when I was first started on the R3, she was winning the 300 championship. So I always looked at her and said, if she can do it, then why can't I? So I think she's been like one of my biggest influencers.
Perfect. Next one.
Am I reading them all?
Yeah. They're
All
all our patrons. That's what they help us out every month with contributions to keep the show running.
All right.
And if they're on a certain tier, they get to ask questions of the guests.
All right, I'll ask them all. Simon Bree said, what is the single most difference with regarding to racing and paddock life in the World's WCR series compared to the British? That's a good one because it's actually been quite difficult. Like, it's hard to make friends here. Like, I'm like a friendly person. Well, actually, I say that, but I don't really talk to a lot of people. But
well, thanks for coming out and doing this.
No, but like at British Championship, I have so many friends there. Like the paddock life's something different. Obviously, I went to Knock Hill last weekend just because to see all my friends. So yeah, it's quite a lot different. Of course, at BSB, I used to stay at the track and be with my friends every round. And like Knock Hill, we went bowling and went for some food and we do that. So coming here, it's quite a lot different. Obviously, I go home with Brent and the team. So I have no friends here really. Oh, I do. That sounds really bad. But like all my British friends are obviously not. Obviously, some of them are here this weekend. But the paddock life is completely different really to how it is. But that's the sacrifices you got to make to be in the World Championship. So I'm more than happy to leave them for a couple of rounds and just go see them at BSB sometimes. So yeah, it's quite a lot different. And that's like one of the main things this year that I miss being in the British paddock. Obviously, I have so many friends in that paddock and it's a bit different. But like this weekend, I've got so many of this, like loads of my friends are from the super teams. So like, it's good to have them this weekend and like support me. So yeah, it's a bit different.
Does it help with the focus?
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
you have a big job not that you didn't have a big job to do in the BSB paddock, but this one is world level. This is like proper serious stuff.
I think it's good and bad because obviously you get distracted with your friends. You want to just go off with them and go for track walks with your friends and go play bowling or whatever. But no, I think my concentration levels this year have been a lot more because obviously I've been with the team a lot more. So like older people, that sounds bad. Older people than my friends. So older than my friends. So yeah, it's good and bad.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, see you later. End that, edit that. But no, it's a lot different, but I'm enjoying being here. So yeah, in the first sign off.
It brightened up a minute then. Chris Turner's next.
Yep. Chris Turner said, as a young lady competing in a male-dominated sport, what piece of advice would you give to any young girls following in your footsteps? I think this is like one of the main questions really, and I'm always open to answer this because it sounds bad that I'm saying this, but like I think I've influenced a lot of girls to come into it, which is obviously good, and I'm really happy I'm doing that. Of course, there's quite a young few girls in like the Bemsey paddock and the British mini bikes that I try help out as much as possible, obviously, because when I was growing up, I didn't really have a lot of people helping me. So obviously I'm not Valentino Rossi, I'm not Marquez, but if I can give them little tips that make it a bit easier for them, then I'm more than happy to help them and give them a bit of advice that potentially I could have had when I was younger. But yeah, I do like to help them, and I really like to see how there is more girls coming into sport as well. It's really good to see, and I'm really happy that it's still a male-dominated sport, but I'm liking how there's a lot more women, obviously, with the Women's Championship as well. It's made it a lot easier for girls to look at and say, oh, I can do it, no matter if it's racing with girls or racing with Mick. So yeah, that's that really.
You're getting good at this, Jonesy. I like it.
I'm not. I'm just winging it. I'm winging it.
How do you think I've got here? You think I've got here by knowing what I'm doing?
Yeah. The last one is Craig Lowe. He says, has the move to world's level been all she's expected? What's the one thing? Oh, well, that's two questions.
Yeah. Do the first one, because I know you get confused.
I know. Too many questions I'm not good at. Yeah, I think it's more than I expected, really. Of course, with the injury, it's been difficult, but I think it's difficult because a lot of people don't really know much about the Women's Championship because it's not that well publicised, which it's getting better. Like, it was way better than last year, but it's been difficult to get sponsors and stuff like that, really, because one, they don't know how well I'm going to do in it. Obviously, her ref might have, well, this is another problem. People are thinking that her ref was just a one-off because obviously I got 2 6th places at her ref, and then this year I've only got 1 6th place and the rest have been higher than 6th. So that's another thing that like kind of annoys me a bit, and it's been like a struggle where people are like, oh, her ref was just a one-off, which obviously it wasn't, but no, I think that's the main thing for me, really. I think I just kind of see it as same as BSB, really. But obviously, Top Rack and Jonathan Ray are walking past you, like, and you just have to act like it's normal. You can't be like fangirling them and stuff like that. So I
do.
Yeah, but like I don't feel right if I do it. I don't know. I just feel awkward if I do it.
But it's professional. This is the level that you're riding at now. Yeah. You're sharing the paddock with some amazing names.
Yep.
But you have as much right to be here as they do.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I think I don't. What's the word? Like not like I don't deserve to be here, but it's like I don't feel like I'm at their level yet to get like all this, like the support this weekend is unbelievable. Like 151s have done me some flags and I've sold like 80 of them. Like, it's just ridiculous. So no, I'm looking forward to seeing that over the weekend. And yeah, the support, it's difficult as well because obviously at the BSB I've had a lot more fans and I have so many supportive people that I've got a really big fan base and I'm like so grateful for it. But obviously this year it's a lot more difficult because obviously I'm around Europe and it's a lot harder for people to come to Europe. So I think this weekend's going to be special and hopefully I can make it special for everyone.
Beautifully put.
But right, the last one, it said, what's the one thing she's worked on most this season to help her in the world's paddock? I think the biggest thing really for me is my fitness, really. Obviously, I've gone to gym before and like whatever, but I've been working with Josh White this year. He's doing my training program this year, and I've done really well on it. Actually, I've lost a lot of weight, and not even just lost weight. I've gained like a lot of muscle, and I think it's got me in a good headspace this year as well. Obviously, I know the girls are ridiculously light in this class, and they're so small, and it obviously helps. Like, and these bikes are standard as standard could get. So every little advantage you can have, it's massive. So I think my fitness has been the biggest thing really that I've worked on this year. But I'm still trying to work on like other little things, like being more positive. That's my main thing. Like, I need to not be confident. No, I need to be confident, but I don't like being overconfident. So I just need to find the level between overconfident and confident. And that's my biggest issue at the minute. So if I can sort that out and maybe believe in myself a bit more, that like everybody else believes in me, then maybe I can get the results that I want. But as people say, if you don't believe in yourself, then why is everybody going to believe in you? So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me, really.
Keep on it. You've got to keep doing it. We all suffer with the same things. It's not easy. You're humble from a humble background. Mum and dad are great. Sisters, superb. You're not blessed with a shit ton of money to be able to do this. There's the team that are behind you. and the backing from mum and dad over the years, it's difficult then to be as confident as you can be, because it's the same for me in that respect. I know what my background is, so I'm not going to walk around this paddock like I'm cock of the north, the same as you. But there has to be the confidence thing with head up, shoulders back. You're here for a reason. To sort your shit out.
That's what I need to do. I need you to tell me that before I go out. But no, I know I need to do it, and everybody
Print it out, put it on headstock, sort your shit out.
Everybody knows that I know it, and if I can just do that, I think that will, it sounds stupid, but I think that will give me a few attempts that I need to be with the front guys. Obviously, I look at them like, oh, Maria Herrera, she races in MotoGP, like no way I can beat her, but I know I can. Like in my head, I know I can. As I say, that probably seems a bit too cocky of me, but like the times I've done here, I know I can do them, and like in FP1, I would have been like 1.8 faster than anyone. So I just need to chill out. I just need to do what I do at track days, and if I can do that, then I'll be fine. Like that's my biggest issue. Actually, I've changed my biggest issue a lot of times, but I think
is it fair? So you've got several biggest issues.
I know. Count all these and see how many I've got. But no, like track days, I'm so calm, I'm so relaxed. But then when it gets to racing, I think I put too much pressure on myself to do well, because I want to do well for myself, obviously, but I want to do well for everyone that supported me, and I want to give them something back that they all deserve. So, yeah,
This is just a really big track day with lots of people watching.
Yeah, I know. That's
all it is.
Myself.
Chloe, good luck for the rest of the weekend and for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
It's always great to see you. Go and give them hell this afternoon and sort your shit out.
I will. With that advice, I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chloe Jones.
Thank you.
She's great fun to chat to, isn't she? A massive congratulations to Chloe and to the GR Motorsport team on their maiden WCR podium on Saturday. A fantastic ride from Chloe. A tougher race on the Sunday after coming together with Maria Herrera, but it wasn't through lack of trying. So I'd love to see her take that confidence and that ability forward now for the rest of the season. Now she knows she can do it. There's no excuses. Go and smash it, Chloe. That's it from the World Superbike Championship for this season. A massive thank you to Andy and Saf Holland for sponsoring the episodes. If you'd like to join us for sponsorship, give us a shout on offtrackhost@gmail.com or drop us a message on any of the social media platforms and we'll have a chat, because without sponsorship, we're going to struggle to keep things on the road. So a massive thank you to all our guests from the World Superbike Championships. A massive thank you once again to Saf Holland for sponsoring the show. We're back at BSB this weekend. If you're down at Brands Hatch for the Big Bash, make sure you come up to the Ixon ride-up stage to the BSB fan zone and have a listen to the riders that we've got from the BSB Championship and from the support classes. It'll be great to see you there. So until next week, with a couple of chats from BSB, please do look after yourself, and thank you so very much for watching. Bye-bye.